In today's episode, VP tells me I think the motherboard is fried. The computer won't turn on. PhD needs to be rebooted. I need a file from my laptop. Save your work, the server's on fire. Ashtrays on the disk drives? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. VP tells me I think the motherboard is fried. The computer won't turn on. Many years ago, I got a call from a VP who said her computer wouldn't turn on. She had spoken to one of our programmers, who told her that it's probably the motherboard. So I went to user's desk and confirmed it. If you press the power button, her computer would not turn on. It's the motherboard, isn't it? She said. I told her give me 10 minutes to check something. I'm going to take it with me, and I'll be right back. 5 minutes later, I came back, connected all of the plugs, and powered it up. Wow, that was fast. You were able to replace the motherboard that quickly? No, your power button was broken. Now it's all fixed. Have a great day. PhD needs to be rebooted. I was working IT support on a large military base. The section I was assigned to had many important people in it, people with lots of horsepower, let's say. One of my customers held multiple PhDs, and was reportedly the highest paid VIP in the building. He spent all day every day doing research on his computer. He'd been doing similar work for about a decade. One day, he calls me to ask me to come to his office as he's having a problem with his Windows 10 workstation. So I walk into his office and ask him what the issue is. He starts describing what is a very common problem that I've seen thousands of times, and is always solved instantly by rebooting the workstation. So I tell him to reboot his workstation. He looks at me like I've got 3 heads and just mutters, "HUH?" So I tell him to restart his computer. He starts frantically clicking around various spots on the desktop, nowhere near a start button or any icon. It finally dawns on me, this incredibly overeducated guy earning more in a year than I earn in 10 years has no idea how to use a Windows computer, even though that's literally what he's overpaid to do. Yes, I literally restarted the computer for him. I need a file from my laptop. I know it's been a while since I've posted, more to come. One of our executives and a VP were on a business trip together and realized the presentation they had prepared was still on the VP's laptop that he didn't take with him. Phone rings. Me, IT, this is BamBam67. VP, BamBam67, please help me. I need a PowerPoint file from my laptop. I'm away from the office. Me, sure VP, is your laptop still here at the office? I can remote in and send you that file via email. VP, no, it's not in the office. Me, no. VP, no, I left it at home. Me, at your house? VP, yes. Can you please connect to it and retrieve the PowerPoint file on my desktop? Me, is your laptop turned on and connected to the VPN? VP, no, it's turned off and in my home office. Silence, no, really, in over 25 plus years of PC support, and I was a bit taken aback. Stay calm. VP, hello? Can you get my file, please? Me, I'm afraid I won't be able to. VP, no? Why not? Me, trying to keep my composure, so, you're asking me to connect from the office to your laptop while it's turned off and in your home office. VP, yes, please. Me, preparing myself to ride the wave of logical thinking. I'm sorry, VP, unless your computer is on, connected to your local Wi-Fi and logged into our network via VPN, there's not much I can do. VP, so you can't connect to my laptop? Me, unfortunately, no. I can hear muffled discussion between VP and exec. VP, this is very important for our meeting. I really need that file. Me, I'm sure it is. I put my thinking cap on. VP, when did you last work on that PowerPoint, and did you happen to send it to anyone via email? VP, I did. Suddenly our executive jumps on the phone. Exec, can you please jump on VP's email and find that file? I'm sorry about all this, sounding very apologetic. Me, absolutely, exec, put VP back on the line, and I will log on my PC with his account and forward you the file. Exec, thank you BamBam67 and thanks for your patience. I was able to log on to VP's account and access his email, and even converted his file into a PDF and sent both to the exec. I saw both VP and exec a week later, both were all smiles. I'm assuming the meeting went well. I like when it's a happy ending. Remember, no matter how ridiculous the request, use your IT powers for good. Save your work, the server's on fire. Many years ago, pre my IT days, I was doing a business administration course and one day someone I didn't really know popped their head round the door and said, "Save your work, the server's on fire." Oddly enough, as the only person who saved their work to a floppy disk in the 90-odd seconds before the fire alarm went off, when we returned a few days later, I was the only person who still had the data from that day. The guy who A, told us to save the work to something that was on fire and B, didn't bother with minor little details like the fire alarm was nowhere to be seen. Yes, in retrospect we obviously should have just got out and not saved anything, but particularly when you're younger and less cynical, if you're told there's an emergency and to do something quickly, you just do it. Also, even when I thought about it, I thought it would either be a remote server, rare as they were for small places in the 90s, or at least in an outbuilding. Nope. He went and told people to do something extra at their desks while the computer and rapidly the building was on fire. Ashtrays on the disk drives? This is an early 80s mainframe story. Back then I worked worldwide software support for the DBMS supplied by the UK mainframe manufacturer ICL that ran on their 1900 range of machines and used to have to go out onto site a lot. Back then in the dark ages computer rooms were environmentally controlled sanctums. With sticky mats to try and minimize walking in dust, filtered air that was temperature and humidity controlled. You get the picture. Part of the reason for this was the type of disk drives that were still in use. Disk drives back in those days were something else. Contraptions the size of washing machines that had a capacity of 30 to 80 megabytes, not a mistype, held on exchangeable disk packs that were themselves 12-inch diameter multi-plattered monstrosities that weighed about 10 pounds. Changing a disk pack was quite the operation. Offline the disk on the operator console. Hit THS button on the drive. Wait for the disk to spin down. Hit the open button. Extract the disk using the carrier/cover. Screw in the replacement disk. Close the lid and hit the start button. Once the disk had spun up to speed, the read/write heads would fire out and fly above the platters at a distance of a few 1/1000th of an inch. If any foreign matter got in there, well, things could go south fast. When you have 10 pounds of metal spinning at a couple of hundred RPM, well, stop thinking memory stick and start thinking industrial lathe. What has all of this got to do with smoking? As I said earlier, most computer rooms were almost controlled to clean room standards. Not in France. Oh no. Not in France. In France, on one site I visited, they had installed ashtrays on the sides of the disk drives, so at least that way I have got the operators to agree to remove their cigarettes from their mouths while they are swapping disks. Sometimes I wonder if it was a fever dream.